Hi everyone, welcome back to the build. I'm going to have a go at trying to get these doors to lock in place today. So I've got these little bits here, little strikers I think you could call them, like a two locking triangular piece there. So that's going to end up being on there somewhere like that, but I'm going to have to make a little bracket come box section piece to make this sit out more here. So then the striker from the catch in the door will actually lock in place on here. The other thing I thought about maybe doing is, because it'd be quite nice to get this slightly adjustable so you can manoeuvre the door shut a bit more, get the gaps a bit better. With these there'll be like a captive thing on the back on a plate, and that will allow you to adjust the striker, slide it up and down. So I'm going to have to do that with this, but in a little box. So start making some bits up. So I wanted to use these slightly larger bolts. Obviously these holes are too small, so I'm just drilling these out now so they're nearly sunk in. Right, so before I start making some brackets up to house these strikers, I'm going to have to sort this piece out in here. Dare I say, cut a hole in my nice door somewhere around here. I don't know how far the striker's going to, the catch is going to sit through here. And I could start mocking up this bracket here, then I know roughly how far out it's going to come. But yeah, hopefully I'll be able to get the door to actually shut and lock. I decided to do this bit off of camera because I was a little nervous about it, I'm not going to lie to you at all. I just drilled a series of holes down here and down here. Most of it ended up falling out in the middle, and now I'm going through with a file. I'm just going to do a first fit, see if it will go in. Let's have a look. Oh, it's close. And we've still got a way to go in. I'm going to have to make a new little bracket here for this, because that hole's not going to be in the right place and what have you. But hey ho, it will do the job for now, just to get it to work. Yeah, I'll do a little bit more filing and I'll come back to you in a nanosecond and it should be fitting in there. So the lock is in. Yeah, okay. For those of you that are very eagle-eyed, you'll see that this is actually the wrong way round at the minute. If I put it on the correct way round, like so, you can see this rather large bulging piece on the metal don't sit flat on here, which I didn't think about when I started to modify it and things like that. So I was doing it like this, thinking, oh yeah, that'll fit up nice and flat up against that aluminium panel. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to see if I can flip this gubbins round inside, so then this piece here is then the other way round. That would be much better, and it would be nicer if I could make it protrude slightly more than that. But it's not bad, but it's not quite right yet. Right, so the answer to that question was no. So in here, all this stuff, see, all needs to be this way round in order for it to work. It was a few weeks ago I took this apart, so I can't remember. So what I'm going to do is whiz these out of here, if that's possible. Drill these out. Yeah, if I can, yeah, I'm sure I can manoeuvre that out much further. That'll give me the extra length that I require for the bit that's protruding outside the door, and then hopefully I won't have to have a big bracket holding those striker pieces on the outside, because that would look a bit nasty. So I know what you've been thinking, why is he using those modern battery drills? Do not fear, the Peugeot drill's coming out for another trip. Shall we see how long it lasts? It's working. Didn't want to work to start off with, but it is working. Peugeot drill's still going, and gone. It did make rather a it was groaning, but for those of you that are out there missing the Peugeot drill, it's done a grand job. I've got it all clamped up. No idea whether I'm going to be able to weld this or not, but I'm going to give it a go anyway with the MIG. If not, I'll have to braze it, I guess, at work. But that's it. I just need to straighten it up ever so slightly. The extension there, it's going to give me about an extra 6mm, which should work very well. Well, it's been a while since the last clip, but it's on. It's not the best welding in the world, but you've got to imagine I'm welding brass to, don't know what that is, steel, yeah, stainless, not sure. Two different metals, trying to melt them together, very difficult. But it's on, and it's strong, so that'll go in there, and I'm going to pop the spring back in, reassemble this lock. The modification that I've done to the catch itself has worked very, very well, but there is one major problem. I think I'm going to have to switch these little pieces in here, the turny pieces that pull the that piece in. See if I can switch those around from the near side to the off side, because I've obviously flipped everything around, so this now fits. So it should fit on the car this way. Now fits on the car this way. What I didn't think about, I have to lift the handle up to open the door, which is kind of cool, but a bit not quite right. So I'm going to see whether I can swap the bits over inside and see whether we can still have downward handles. For all the purists out there, I apologise, look away now. Original lock, one mutilated lock. That will work. So that put together as a little test fit. See if it works the right way. Should do. Perfect. I've got the lock in the door at the minute. I've had it in and out several times, so I've had to trim out. I'll show you this little piece here. So before, when this piece, now this one is touching on the top, I trimmed out the bottom part of that previously, so I've had to do that again on this side to get that piece out a bit more. Okay, this is how far, excuse the mismatch of bolts and what have you, but it's just temporary fitted in there for now. That's how far out it's sticking. I'm quite pleased with that. I think that will do the job. The only thing is now, because of the curve of this could be fun. Getting this to fit here-ish. That's obviously a big no-no. I'll let's shut the door up. You should be able to still see where it's mainly going there. I'll slot this piece in and show you where I'm at. But I'm just holding this little shiny striker in here, just as a bit of a reference really. You can see it's not actually that far away when I push the door in, so it's going to hit. So, well, I'm thinking maybe I'm just going to have to make a little box section here to bring this out further. Flat. I think we'll probably end up having to mutilate these as well to get them to work properly. And you can see if that was straight, that would work. I'll have to shave this down a bit, I think, so then all down here, so then the door doesn't actually hit it. Just had a thought, maybe, I know I've bought these other bits, they're only like a £5 or something for a pair of those. Could still use those, or I could make a little square section up, a bit like you'd have on your door at home. Have a square piece for that to lock into. Could work, just an idea, to let me know what you think about that. I think that might work quite well. And that way then I can shape the piece of metal to go into that curved piece rather than mutilating this, spending hours messing around with this, making a plate for this to go onto, and then it's still going to hit the door. I'm going to have to just shave all this down and then recut that edge in. Could be the better option. I might start thinking about that. Yeah, I'm pretty much done and dusted I think now. And getting those door locks done, or that particular one right, and in the door with the hole in the door in the right place, I'm pretty pleased with that. So yeah, until next time, see you then.